This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
But as soon as she leaves and like the doors slam behind her, the doors burst back open. Well, Slater's like, it's like banging on the doors and he opens it like an idiot, even though Shaggy's like, yo, it's probably the werewolf. Like even Shaggy knows. And yes, it is the werewolf.
Of course.
And yeah, classically gives chase. But almost immediately as they're like running across the auditorium, funny enough, actually in connection to my last story, but makes a little more sense because it's like a school play stage. Slater falls into a trapdoor.
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Someone left the trapdoor open.
Something.
That's like criminal failure 101.
Yeah.
Do not leave the trapdoor open.
Close it behind you.
Yeah.
And so he falls in and he like yells to like the kids. He's like, keep running. Like, don't stop for me. Like, you're literally being chased by a werewolf. This is terrifying. Rightfully, he's like, I'm an adult. You are children, and keep going. And so the teens are like, okay, bye. Like they just leave him in this pit and
you'll be fine.
Keep running. Which is maybe actually good that they did, because as they run through the high school away from the werewolf, Velma finds their first clue, which is the leather heel of a shoe that fell off of whoever was wearing it. So kind of like a dress shoe, like a guy's dress shoe, I would assume. So not like a high heel, but like, or like a cute pair of boots, like that kind of heel. So not like a thin one, but like a nice chunky, sensible heel type of thing. So she pockets it. She doesn't really have time to look at it in depth because they're being chased by a werewolf. Eventually,
but she does have time to reach over and pick it.
Yes, and be like, I have noticed this. So eventually they lose the chase of the werewolf and go back to Slater, who straight up broke his leg falling into the pit.
And now I'm remembering our very first episode at the Coolsville Museum. If the sarcophagus in that episode had been lying down flat and they jumped in, what did I say? They're just going to break their shins if they did that.
Yep, I started laughing so much when that happened because I was like, Bird called it. Bird fucking called it.
I called it. I kind of felt bad. Sorry, I'll just real quick. So I kind of felt bad making that joke too afterwards. I was like, man, I hope people don't think I'm like super cruel and like laugh at people falling and like breaking their shins and being trapped. Like, no, that's just like what happens in the real world.
It's just reality.
Yeah.
And they brought reality into this. Except then reality stopped because, like, again, usually we ask, did they call the authorities? This time I say, did they call EMTs? No. They made a cast themselves and like put him in it and then put him in a wheelchair.
Where did they get a wheelchair? I guess maybe there was one sitting around at the school. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So instead of taking him to the hospital, they like wheel him into like a different office, like the teacher's lounge or the principal's office. And they're like, hey, we've patched you up and we signed your cast. You're welcome. Can you take us through who you think did this? So again, instead of like, let's have a doctor look at your foot that we think you
here's
just
some
broke.
Pain medicine.
Yeah. And then like tomorrow, let's wake you up and go through like your investigation so far. No, he's a professional actor, so he can do it now. He can act through the pain, I guess, or something. So he does take them through like the people who he thinks has like a motivation at the very least to do it.
Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.